So I didn't go into crazy detail about this guitar because I went to court for it. It's my first Les Paul. It's a crazy guitar. It's a crazy story. It was a weird time in my life. But whatever, let's get into it. It's been a long time. This is a 2000 Les Paul Classic. When I first saw this guitar in 2000, in fact, I ordered this guitar for the dude that bought it. And this guy was crazy, okay? And I don't want to like make fun of him and be mean-spirited. But this dude used to come in on a bicycle, an old school like 60s bike. He would always come in these like wife beater, like Hanes shirts with like yellow stains. I've been held at like gun and knife point, like it's crazy there. Like I was like 15 working at this place, 14 I started. This dude came in, I just got my check, whatever that means. And this dude, like he had, weird, he's like Mitch Hedberg, you know, like he had this disconcertingly nice blonde hair. But the rest of him, he looked like he just like woke up like trying to solve a mystery. He was definitely out there. And when he got this guitar, oh, I love this guitar, it's great, I love it, it's off. Every week, he'd come in with this thing like strapped to his back because he couldn't take the case. He'd like strap this thing like literally to his back and come into the store, like ride in on his bicycle. He'd just ride his bicycle into the freaking Denholm building and you'd pull this thing out and be like, Benny, the 13th fret on the G string, it's like, it's a little bit buzzy. Can you fix it? I'm like 17, barely 17. And I didn't know anything about fixing guitars, but I was like, oh. But I'd go to like, and it'd be fine. So I'd go in the back and I'd play like, you know, and play some Sabbath on it, bring it back out like, hey man, try this. Benny, you fixed it! 4 or 5 days later, come back and be like, I don't know what it is, but every time I'm trying to do the harmonic at the 7th, on the B string, it's flubby. So I'd take it out to the back and I wouldn't even take out the screwdriver at this point. I don't need to do anything. There's nothing wrong with this guitar. In fact, it's a beautiful guitar. Bring it back out. So here you go, man. Benny, oh my God, it's very awesome. I love it. I did this right. He came in like maybe 34 more times. And finally, one day, Daddy, I can't deal with it anymore. I don't know what's wrong with this guitar. There's nothing wrong with this guitar, dude. Do you want to buy it, man? I don't want this. I want to get a Les Paul Custom. You want a Les Paul Custom? Yeah, do you want to buy this? Now, mind you, my boss was the biggest scumbag ever. Everything I learned that you shouldn't do to anybody in general, nevertheless in a business practice. This guy, like he stole money from himself. He would just take money out of the drawers. He put me on commission just to steal my commission. I went back, he was changing my numbers. I had no allegiance to this dude. I had taken some stuff in that he told me, like, Benny, put this in the books, and he would accept stolen property. And I remember one day coming home from freaking high school, my mom's like, there's an answering machine message from the police. Did you buy a guitar? No, that's the store. He put my name in there. He was using my name to buy stolen freaking gear, man. So anyway, that dude, he sucked. So when this guy came back in, I felt a little bit sorry for him. I'm like, man, we're not gonna give you a good deal on it. Well, do you want to buy it? Do you want to buy it? I'm a broke high school kid, man. I'm about to go to college. Oh, do you know anyone that wants to buy it? I'm like, you know what, man? I have an idea. I'll talk to you on my lunch break. Well, what should we do? Now, I realize that never had a Les Paul Custom ever been ordered from this store. Like, we're lucky if we sold, like, $200 Strats. That's what we had. Like, we had crap guitars. If we got, like, a Les Paul Studio, it was, like, the coolest guitar in the store. So, like, to sell a custom out of the Worcester shop was, like, it was a big deal. I'm going to school. I'm leaving this place. So, you know what? I don't care if I get fired. How about you just give me this guitar? Just give it to me. Just give it to me. And I'll just take $1,000 off the top of this thing. But the thing is, I only took $1,000 off the MSRP, the crazy price that like no one pays. So like if you buy a Les Paul Custom now, it's probably like retail $7,999. Like on sale, $4,999. Like no one pays retail. And my boss was so excited. He was like a Jewish mother that just saw her daughter do the first grand plie at ballet practice. Like, oh my God, you sold a Les Paul. Betty, Benny! No one sold a Les Paul custom. Are you serious? And you sold it for $300 over the sale price. Yeah, because it's $1,000 off. Because that guy with the yellow pit stains and the wife beater and the mysterious problems that aren't real, they're all in his head, wants to spend his tax money on a custom. We all win. And he was excited. He was so excited that he knew he couldn't even bring the case. So he said, I'll just leave the guitar with you. And when the case comes in, we're the custom, you just take that case. Okay. I went off to college. I took this guitar. All was well. And then my boss found out because this crazy lunatic came back to the store and was like, hey, is Benny here? I have this Les Paul custom. I want to trade it for the classic. I think there's some problems with it. He's doing the same thing with this beautiful, beautiful Les Paul custom, which, man, I wish I had talked to this guy because I would have totally traded this guitar for the Les Paul custom. I even had the case. But then my boss is like, what do you mean? Benny has a Les Paul. He's like, yeah, I gave it to him. You gave Benny a Les Paul. So he turned this into that I didn't put it into inventory and I stole the Les Paul. That was very much given to me outside of business, nowhere on the property, didn't even talk about it on the property. My boss had a scumbag brother, even scummier than him, that was a lawyer, higher up, and he looked kind of like Jerry Springer, but like if Jerry Springer wasn't a nice person, because Jerry's really nice and he makes sense, and I don't want to shit on him, but he kind of looked like Jerry Springer, but with that same scumminess, where he smells like Chicago. Your boss called, he wants your number at school. Okay, give him my dorm room. Hey, Ben, it's an insert asshole. What's your address at school? What's your address? Why? Oh, no, I just wanted to send you like a congratulations. I get a summons to fucking court, man! Are you shitting me? My parents sit me down, they're like, what's going on? Did you steal a Mom! I wouldn't steal a guitar. She's like, what you did was a little bit slime, like, wasn't it brilliant? The guy was crazy. You shouldn't do that. But I got a Les Paul out of it. Well, now you're going to court. So she got me a lawyer, Mel Chasharoni. He was freaking awesome. He sat me down and he was like, man, this kid's, you're gonna be a good lawyer when you grow up. Yeah. So we go to court. It's like, Matlock. I'm like in my shirt. I'm sitting there all sad. Excuse me, why are you suing this guy? My boss is so out of touch, he didn't realize they put that I stole a flying V. This is not a flying V, it's a Les Paul. The guy was so crazy that when he came back in, all Mark could get out of him was that he traded a Gibson to me. He didn't even realize it wasn't a Les Paul, it was a flying V, because he didn't know that I even sold him this guitar. He just stole the money from the commission for it. Pit stains over there. He's on there like, oh, did you buy a guitar? Yeah, I did. I bought a guitar. Did you give it to him? Yeah, I gave it to him. What I was being sued for was more money than the list price of the guitar. So Mel, my lawyer, Mel Chasharoni, holds up the thing to my boss and he's like, I see that you're suing Benny for $2,000. How come you can buy this at a Guitar Center right now for $12.99? Are you trying to poach a 17-year-old? Oh, no, that's the normal price. Really? Is this not current? Oh, well, some people sell them. He looks like a total asshole. The court's like, why would you do this to a 17-year-old? And then they bring it up. And he starts talking about a flying V. Benny, do you own a flying V? I say, I don't. Did you receive a guitar from this guy? Yeah. What was it? A Les Paul. You could see on my boss's face, on his shitty Jerry Springer Brothers wannabe scummy lawyer's face. And my boss looks up at the judge and he goes, can we have our witness's testimony stricken? He knew the verbiage. Like, can we have it stricken? He's like, he's literally your witness. So he threw it out. Years later, I ran into him at a guitar store, like a guitar thing. Hey, how you doing, man? How you doing? And you could tell, because he's a shyster. Like, if you look up Yiddish, shyster, it was my old boss. And you could tell that he was like, no one's ever out-me'd me. And I did the unthinkable. I've already been criticized online. I had my bass player, first off already, like my bass player, of course he was an electrical engineer on the side, put in these EMGs. What you should be mad about is the fact that I let my crackhead friend, when I was younger, borrow this and he snapped the headstock off in a narcotic binge of anger. That's more upsetting than the EMGs. Here's the thing, man. This is a magic guitar. In fact, it's so magic that I tell a story how my buddy Scott Riebling, incredible producer, incredible bass player, he tried trading me a 72 Custom for this, and I was like, nah, no, because we tracked the whole Carve record, my first signed band, the whole Carve record with this, and a lot of the Lost Symphony record, lostsymphony.com. And I think that we should plug it in and see why I think it sounds so good. Guys. Oh, that thing makes me so happy. Like, this is what I want a guitar to sound like. It just cuts through. It's clear. It's articulate. It plays incredible, man. I'm not that good, but this guitar is amazing. I need to roll it down, guys. Can you hear the sustain? Wasn't it worth it, Mom?
Why don't you smash that subscribe button already?